Hello everyone and welcome to my beginner's Zulrah guide for a one defense bureau. So today we are going to show you a very cost-effective way how to kill Zulrah and an effective way as well. This should be able to maximize your profits per hour at the money snake. There are no real requirements for Zulrah except for Regicide and 43 prayer, but it would help so much if you had 90 magic and 90 range. I don't think doing Zulrah is worth it for money, at least, if you don't have these stats. You're going to find yourself running out of food faster than you're going to be able to get the kill. It's going to suck. Because the method I'm going to be doing is trying to out DPS it, no safe spots, like some professionals. What they like to do is they like to camp stages out. So then they can go for multiple kills, but to be honest, on a pure, I've tried that stuff. It's actually much more kills per hour if you just want to out DPS them, bank every time, and waste a lot of food, I guess. A low HP level is just really gonna get you killed because sometimes the magic stage can hit you range attacks up the arse because it can max a 41. If you just get comboed out by a mage stage, you get fucked, and I'll get to that later. And 43 prayer for overheads, of course, and you're gonna need 45 if you want to get the 15% boost in your prayers instead of 10%. For Zulrah, you need a magic and a range setup. So for magic, we are going to be using full Elder Chaos robes. They go for about 2 mil for the whole set at the moment. I recommend using a mitre over the hood because it gives +5 prayer, making your prayer potions more cost effective, but you lose 1 magic attack. I just like the hood because it looks nice with the set. You're gonna want wizard boots, a Trident of the Swamp. You can use C's, but you might find that you won't have enough DPS because Swamp just hits that bit harder. And I'm using a Zamorak book because that's the book I have. The best book you can use is a magic book. I just buy it from the GE. I think they're going for about 5 mil. Or you could use the ancient book, which gives +10 magic. Besides that, you're gonna need a occult necklace, very recommended, plus 10 or 15% magic damage bonus, and you'll also want to get a mage arena cape, and of course a ring of recoil for taking out the minions. This is a 4-way switch from magic to range, and what we're going to be swapping is the robe bottoms for the chaps. The mage cape is going to be swapped from Ava's accumulator. The trident and the book is going to be swapped for a blowpipe, and the occult necklace is going to be swapped for a fury. You don't have to swap it for a fury, but it certainly helps because it gives +3 prayer and +10 range, helping you out a little bit with that cost effectiveness. I think this is the best for cost effectiveness for an inventory setup. It is your range switch, Camelot teleport, GP for charter boats. You need to get your ring of recoil and your dueling ring, so efficiency, why not, yeah. You gotta get your Charon ones for combo food, just in case the mage stage hits you really hard. And you got a prayer potion, a antidote plus, and a range potion, what you drink at the beginning of your fight. Prayer potions when you're low on prayer, of course. You don't need another recoil, but I like to break my recoil fast at the end of my fight, because I like to start off a new fight with a fresh recoil, so that's why it's good for me. At Zulrah, there is a mage stage, a range stage, a jad stage, and a melee stage. I'm gonna have to cover all of these right now, and I'll also tell you what the minions do that Zulrah spawns. When it's on this range stage, you have to attack it with magic and protect range, or else it'll just bang you out. This is the mage stage. You have to use a range attack on it and protect magic. Just remember that on the mage stage, it has a chance to do a range attack on you, which can max up to a 41. So that can kill you if it consecutively hits you with the range stage. So just make sure that you safe up when it's on this stage, and hopefully you don't get banged out, because that would suck. This is also worth mentioning that this is the only stage that you want to range it on. Everything else is maged. The melee stage has safe spots. You can't get hit by the melee stage if you follow these tips that I'll show you with clips. Tips with clips. For this, we're going to be using a tactic called hugging pillars. This is the only way you can safe spot it if it doesn't want you to do the other method, what I'll show you after. So pretty much what you do is you stand right next to the pillar, literally just a square away from it. You can do it on the other pillar as well in some circumstances, but that's just one of the things you can do. So as you can see, as soon as it starts aggroing me over there, when it starts wagging your tail, you just move to the next spot. It's just these two kind of areas, just this spot and that spot. Every time it wags its tail at you, that's where you move. Here's just another example of hugging a pillar on the other side, so it can't attack us. The Jad stage is a copy-paste image. It's just identical to the range stage, but it just alternates from range to mage every hit. So if it starts with range, it will be mage, then range again, then mage. Every time it bops its head, you swap prayer. So this is the Jad stage. It just bopped its head, so you see every time it bops its head, I change prayer. Zulrah summons minions at max of 15, and they have 1 HP, so your recoil should kill them. Just don't let them bang you out, just make sure that you safe up if you're running into like a lot of them at the same time, because you know if they all hit 15s, you're gonna have a bad time. They look exactly like the range stage, they're just mini. They're just tiny, so that's why I shrunk the image. What you're looking at here is a cheat sheet for Zulrah, but I have edited it to say east and west because it's kind of confusing because you don't know which side is east and west of the island. Alright, so east is this side, the right side of the island, and west is the left side of the island. You know, pretty straightforward actually. I guess when you think about it, just sometimes your camera's in the wrong angle at the wrong time and you'll get it confused. So it's just really nice to know the east and wests. So use that. If we look down at the bottom of the thing, it should have a compass which has the east and west, so you know. The yellow means you stand there. There's a green dot for a range stage, a melee stage is a red dot, and a magic stage is a blue dot. You know, pretty self-explanatory over here. We've already learnt from before that if it's a range form, you mage it. If it's a melee form, you either hug the pillar, depending on the situation, or you run back and forth so it doesn't hit you. And on the mage stage, it has a chance to do a range attack, and you have to range it back, so you could possibly take a lot of damage or even die if you get unlucky. And as you can see here, under it, back to start, it says. That just pretty much means that it's going back to rotation 1 out of the 4 phases that we got. Every column will represent a phase. For the first rotation, you won't know what phase you have until you get the second phase. When you get the second phase, you'll have an option. You'll either get that melee phase, you'll either get a range phase or a mage phase. If your first thing is mage, then you know that you got rotation 4. Well, phase 4, sorry. I get the words rotation and phase mixed up a lot. Okay, next one, column 3. If you get a range stage for the second time, you know that you got phase 3. And for phase 1 and 2, you don't know until the 4th phase. If you look at the top going down, you'll see it's all identical until the 4th phase. Only then will you know what phase you're on, because the rotation, the green dot will either be on the western side of the island or in the middle. Either way, it's telling you to stand on that side of the island to make sure that you run there after that mage phase anyway. So pretty much you just follow where it tells you to stand and also where to kill it from, and you should be sweet. That's really just it. Once you get a hang of the island, it's all good. One more thing to note is how it says RM and MR around the bottom of the rotations. That just means that when it goes to Jad stage, I'll show you this in a clip, but every time it bops its head, you swap prayers, but you start with a mage pray on if it says MR, and if it says RM, you start with the range pray on. This is a very cost-effective way how to get to Zulrah, because the tablets at the moment to get there, I mean the scrolls, the teleport scrolls are very expensive, So what you gotta do is teleport to Camelot and then run south. I'll speed this up because it's just following this path. When you get to the docks, what you want to do is right click on the crew member and charter boat. You want to click on Tyrus. Once you're here, cross the gangplank, run east off the docks, and then go south into the woods. This will take you directly to Zulrah Shrine. And here we are. All you have to do is take the boat. We are now here in the Zulrah area. All you have to do is take this sacrificial boat to get to the Zulrah island. Before you do that though, if it's the first time here, you'll need to talk to this priestess, then to this high priestess. You have to do a little bit of dialogue back and forth, and then you'll be able to fight Zulrah. But okay, this is what you do. When you get in Zulrah Shrine, we're going to use the cheat sheet that I showed you from earlier to kill it. In this interface, you're completely safe, only until you click away, then Zulrah will appear. So, as you can see, all the beginning phases is going to be a range phase, and you have to go to the eastern side of the island. So we're going to go right there. Every time you start Zulrah, you're going to have to come here, because that's what it says on the cheat sheet. At the moment, we don't know what phase it is, because we're still on the, everything's the same at the moment. Maybe next rotation we'll be able to decide what phase it is. It is the fourth stage, because you can see that it's the only one that has a blue dot next to it. Hence it's the only one with the mage. So we know that we're in rotation 4 now. Okay, now you gotta remember, since it's doing range attacks, it can still do a lot of damage. We can see that we have to go to the western side now, and it's going to be a range phase. So we just pop on our range prayer, and we start attacking it from where it says in the cheat sheet, which is just about here. After all this venom clouds spawn in, it's going to be mage just next to me. Here we go. After this, it's telling me that there's going to be a melee phase, because it's red, and it's going to be on the other side of the island. It's going to be on the eastern side. So after this, I'm going to run to the eastern side, and I'm going to use my mage to kill it, because it's weak to magic. Here we are. Just wait till this is dead, and then a ranged phase should appear after these venom clouds are killed, because that's what the cheat sheet says. There it is. And you see how there's like an arrow thing going across? That means you can stand anywhere over there. This one I just know already doesn't do damage. Don't worry about it. When you get used to Zulrah, you'll know what every stage does. It's a range stage, but it doesn't do attacks, it just summons minions. So this is why you can stand anywhere, because it's safe. Here we are, it's actually almost dead. It's going to be a mage phase now, because that's what it says on the cheat sheet. After this mage stage, it's going to be a ranged stage in the middle, and it wants me to stand on the other side. Probably because Jad stage is going to be on the other side. I'm actually not going to damage it for a bit, because I don't usually kill it this fast. But if I kill it now, I won't be able to demonstrate how to do Jad stage, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Since it's a range phase, it can't do damage to me. But this one can, because it's a mage. It has a chance to summon the range attack. After this, it's telling me that it's a Jad stage, and it says MR, which means that it's going to be mage first and range. Remember, when you're at the Jad stage, every time it bops its head down, you change. So bopped, change. Bopped head, change. Bopped head, change. It's like this the whole time until it dies. And it's dead. I like to break a recoil. Not very cost effective, but it's better than you dying. Just forgetting that it broke. What you do after you've killed it, go to Clan Wars. This is really good to get all your stats back. Very cost effective. And yeah, you restock, rinse and repeat. Beautiful. And by the way, since we didn't get to the what's it called? The green dot with the arrow, that just means that it's going back to phase 1. It's going back to the beginning, you know what I mean? Just like I'll put an image up on the screen. But yeah, I hope this guide helped, guys. That's gonna have to be it. I'll just show you my Zulrah tab. I got a Magnum mutagen at the moment. Yeah, that's kind of useless on a pure. Alright guys, take care. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Goodbye. And guys, don't be afraid to like the video if you learn how to do Zulrah if I helped. I appreciate it. I spent a lot of time on this. Yeah, comment down below if you have any other tips, and I guess you guys can read the comments for extra tips, or comment down below and I can help you myself because I read the comments of my videos. I'll probably respond to you within the day. Recommend this to a mate if you like, maybe even like a pure. Doesn't have to be a pure, but if they want to learn Zulrah, if I've helped you, maybe I can help them as well. So yeah, subscribe, like, comment if you like. Take care and goodbye.